guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to talk all things opinions. Now you've probably saw my thumbnail and wanted to come on this video and go, wow, I do want to hear Emma's opinion on this whole Molly Mae saga, and I'm glad you've clicked on it. And I really want to give an open, honest viewpoint from my experience in life and why I feel the attack on Molly Mae is unjustified. A lot of people are going to take that in surprise, but I genuinely feel the attack she's got, it's not even just been minor, it's been really crazy. They've been talking about it on LBC radio, on news, I mean like on talk shows and stuff, and I just think to myself like, wow, really, what did she say that was so bad? Before I get started on the video, I want to say a massive hello to all my new subscribers. My hair video of when I went from black to blonde 2 years ago is like really growing for some reason. I think everyone wants to go blonde, and so I've had a lot of people subscribe to me, so I just want to say hello, and a massive hello to all my long-term, you know, subscribers who have been here since day dot, and everyone who's come in between. I'm trying my absolute best not to make this video long, and you know what, this is my 4th time at filming it because I was just getting into so much of a ramble and I wasn't really getting to the point, which is all me. Anyone who knows me in real life knows that's the sort of person I am. But the main objective of this video that I really want to kind of help people and educate people is we need to stop attacking people for their success, because I get it a hell of a lot. And when I tell you, it does, just because every single day I show my confidence and I try not to let things get to me, trust me when I tell you, I get targeted a lot for how well I've done in life, and it's not nice. And when this came out about Molly, also before we get started, I want to say massive hello to Alyssa. She's one of my subscribers who we bumped into each other the other day. I was at work and she was like, oh my god, I watch your YouTube. I want to say massive hello to you. You're so beautiful, mate. Your makeup stunning. And I actually asked her what her opinion on this was, because this happened 2 weeks ago, this whole Molly controversy, and I didn't want to just do a video and be like, bam, this is my opinion. I've spoke to my friends, I've spoke to work colleagues, I've spoke to a subscriber, I've spoke to customers, I've watched the podcast. I wanted to really like grasp a whole central and like learn a few things before I'd done this video, because I don't want to offend anyone. I don't at all. And my opinion is exactly what it is. It's mine. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's the only one. It doesn't mean everyone should think my way. But I wanted to do this video because I want to do it from a point of view of someone who has had it hard. I will never let anyone take that away from me. Now, don't get me wrong, I've had it hard for my own doings. I had a baby at 13. That was my doing. But before that, I had it hard. There was a reason why I had a baby at 13. And a lot of the hate towards Molly has been, you've had it easy, you've had it easy. So I watched the podcast, I'd done, you know, a bit of revising, and in no way, shape or form did that girl target anyone or make anyone feel like her success is just for her and it's because she's gone out of her way and done something that no one else has done. She speaks about time, and her exact words are, the world is our oyster and we can do whatever we want with the 24 hours we are given. And then there's another comment about 24 hours and Beyonce. Where are people getting this offense from? I don't get it, because my whole entire life, from school to uni, I wish, from school to secondary school to work to doing my exams, everyone talks about, if you want it, work for it, work hard and get it, and time is of the essence. How many times do you hear people go, we've only got one life, do what you want to do with it? You know, life is short, take advantage of opportunities and time that we're given. But because she's put it into a little bit of a context and go, we've all got 24 hours in the day, people want to attack her on that. I've done so many notes on that video, like even goes into another page and stuff, yeah. And I don't want to talk about all of them because we'll be here for hours. But she talks about her background. She come from a normal school like all of us, not a boarding school that everyone was lying about. Her parents were police officers. They weren't CEOs, they weren't millionaires, they weren't business owners, they were police officers. She commuted to London at the age of 17 for 2 years to go to a college of fashion or something like that, which shows that she already had an interest in fashion well before her Love Island days, which helps with the role that she's in now. She talks about how she left home when she was 18 and her mum tried to stop her because of the money situation, but she turned to her mum and went, no, I'll get it, which shows her determination and her drive. She put herself in a situation where she knew she didn't have the funds available, but she worked hard to sustain that life in Manchester. She talks about how her rent was £900 a month, but she was only earning about £1,000, so she had £100 left over. She talks about how she's lucky to be so confident, how she's lucky that she's got it. Not that she's worked hard and, you know, she's done this over anyone else. She said, I'm lucky, I'm so confident. She talks about how she wanted to get into performing arts, and she tried and she went to auditions, and it was a cutthroat industry, and she knew she wasn't good enough. So she put her mind to somewhere else. All she talks about at the beginning of that video is how she wanted to have more of an extraordinary life. She didn't want to have a normal life like her parents. And she wasn't putting her parents down. How can someone wanting a better life, or not even better, again, that's where I'm wrong. How is it a better life? How are we targeting someone to choose who want a different life compared to someone else? How are we attacking someone for that? She talks about her YouTube audience. She talks about, because he was asking her question, the presenter, like, he was saying to her, why do you think you're so successful? And she talks about YouTube. She goes, because I've done a YouTube channel, and I tell it to all my other Love Island contestants or anyone else in, you know, the influencer of Instagram. Instagram's just a picture. Give people an insight into your life. That's why I like doing YouTube. She talks about how she edits her own YouTube videos. She doesn't even get someone else to do it. I hate editing, hence why I don't do that many YouTube videos. But she's got the money, and she says she gets approached by editors who go, I can do your videos for you. She chooses to do it herself. She mentions how amazing her manager is, Fran, and how she couldn't do these things without her. She talks about her audience. She talks about how young her audience is, and she has to be careful what she portrays out there, because she starts talking about health and fitness and stuff like that, and she goes, she has to think before she posts, because she doesn't want to post something that's gonna be seen as a negative influence on her young followers. This girl, in the whole of that podcast, she talks about her fillers. She was a follower and she watched social media people, influencers, get fillers and that, and she chose to do that, and then she got to a line where she looked silly, and she was like, you know what, I want to get it dissolved. It's not setting a good example. You know, she talks so good in that podcast, and I'm absolutely flabbergasted on why she's getting targeted. I'm absolutely flabbergasted, because people have took that little context of 24 hours in a day and portrayed her to be, she's pointing at people going, well, if I can do it, you can do it. No, she hasn't done that, because she's been so thankful for her blessings, for her management. You know, she talks about how she works hard and does her own YouTube editing. Like, I just don't get why people are attacking her. And I know why people are attacking her, because people want to blame other people for the reason why their success isn't as successful as they want it to be. I'm 32 years old, yeah, and where I am in life is, to me, successful. But to someone else it isn't. Someone looks at me and goes, well, you could do better, and I could have done better. I have been so blessed with a good brain where I take intake knowledge quite well. I was always very clever in primary school. It was secondary school where I started flunking, but I've been quite blessed with that, and I could have gone to university. I could have achieved things that are greatly beyond my imagination right now, but I chose not to, because I put myself in a predicament where I had a baby at 13 years old. And it wasn't my choice. I didn't at 13 wake up and go, I want to have a baby, but I done something and I thought, you know what, I made my bed, I have to lie in it, and I have to work on what I've given myself and what situation should I put myself in. Now, not everyone is as blessed as me, in the means as in my mental state was very, very strong. But the reason why I am where I am now is because of my daughter. Now, she didn't go out and get me my jobs or, you know, do the things to get me where I want to be. But I love my daughter so much that there's nothing in this world that I will not do to make sure she has a good life or even a normal life. A lot of people attacked Molly in that video going, you had it easy, you had it easy. Mate, I did not have it easy. My mum never worked. My mum was on benefits. We come from a single family. We lived on a council estate, and I remember my mum used to get every single month £500. £500 a month. She used to get £110 benefits every week and then £120 family allowance every month. Yeah, so it was about £550 a month we used to get. Don't get me wrong, all our bills and that were paid. I never went on holidays, you know, I never had the finest of things, you know, even clothes, you know, on a day to day. My mum wouldn't buy me clothes unless my clothes were falling apart. It, you know, but there was people who were in the same situation of us who'd done better. Now, I don't want to blame my mum, but then at the same time, I know my mum could have done better, because when I looked back at that past, I do think to myself, well, mum, you could have worked. My mum used to blame the fact that she was illiterate and she can't read or write on the reason why she couldn't work. But there's manual jobs, there's cleaning jobs, and with today's society, a lot of people want to find the reason to why they can't be where they want to be instead of actually finding the solution. And I'm quite blessed, and I'm not an idiot. I know the reason why I've got nearly 12,000 subscribers is because of my teen mum video. Now, being a teen mum is not necessarily something I should be proud of. It isn't. I'm not proud of having a baby at 13, but what I am proud of is where I am at the age of 32, and where I am and where my daughter is and what we're doing with our lives. And that's because I took advantage of my opportunities and I worked bloody hard with the 24 hours I was given. And I don't get why people are so offended with this 24-hour comment, because in my whole life, all I've ever heard about, you get one life, it's short, do with it what you want, work hard, take every opportunity that you get. And that's all she's referencing, but she just said it in a different context, and people want to go on as if she's naive and she doesn't understand the real world. Well, I know the real world, you know, but just because I've had it harder doesn't mean that someone who's had it a little bit easier than me doesn't deserve a round of applause. Now, I'm a captain on the River Thames in London, yeah. In my company, there is a lot of men and women who their parents and their grandparents and their great-grandparents all worked on the river. And they've had that, you know, vision of being a captain from a young age because they've been put on boats from a young age. Now, why should me, as a 32-year-old woman from Birmingham who doesn't necessarily like boats or been around boats her whole life, why should I get more of an applause for being a captain and getting my licenses and passing all my exams than the guy who's been on a boat since day dot, since he could walk, going every weekend with his dad on the boats? Because a lot of people will go, well, he had it easier because he had that platform of knowledge of the river and boats way before me. But then why shouldn't he get a round of applause for getting his licenses just because he had it a little bit easier? No, he's worked hard just as much as I have. We should all be applauding everyone's successes. Why are people so easy and quick to go, well, you're only where you are because your parents did this, or you had this, you had that? Why are we so quick to take people's successes away from them just because we ain't as successful as we would like to be, or because we want their success? It's a dog-eat-dog world, and it's sad and it's horrible, but it's a harsh reality. Not everyone will win. I wanted to be a homeowner before the age of 30, and I'm 32 and I'm not. And what am I going to do? Am I going to blame society, or am I going to blame that person for being 25 and having a home? No, I'm not. Yeah, the banks and the government can do something better in supporting people like me to get on the property ladder, but I've not had a chance to save a deposit because every single penny that come into my bank has gone out on rent and bills, and I've not been able to afford a deposit. But the only people I can really blame on that is the system. I can't blame someone else because they've got on that ladder. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I feel like we've come into this environment now where people just want to pass the blame all the time. And some people do have it hard. I was so bloody lucky. My mental state was confident and strong and where I needed it to be to get where I am now. Because regardless of whether I come up with a good upbringing and had a butler outside my bedroom every morning to do what I want and have a credit card with unlimited amount, someone's mental state with all them things cannot be as strong as someone who doesn't have it, and they could like fail in life. How many successful people's children do we hear of them getting into drugs and, you know, not having a better lifestyle than their parents have tried to give them? My upbringing, and I'm being deadly serious now, my cat's right next to me then, he's just looked at me, but my whole entire life I had people from such a young age point at me and go, you should be ashamed of yourself. Oh my God, look at you, you've had a baby at 13, do better, do better. I had an uncle say to me, oh, you're going to have another kid now by the time you're 16 and you're going to be on benefits your whole life. And you know what? The same people who pointed at me at a young age and was like, do better, look what you've done to yourself, are the exact same people who point at me now and go, you think you're so good, you think you're better than everyone else because you live in London and you're a captain. The exact same people. What does that tell you? Because people love to have an opinion and people hate it when people level up and do well for themselves and it makes them look a bit bad. There's people who are better than me, yeah, in different aspects of world where I would like to be. Like YouTube, I would love to be a global fanatic. Like, I would love to be a global, you know, YouTuber and not have to work the hours I have to work and have a comfortable, you know, living off it. But I'm not putting that extra hard work in to put those videos out. I have the time. There's times where I clean the whole house and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I've got 6 hours before I go to bed and I can do a video, edit it and pull it out. But I'm choosing to chill out with my time that I've been given. Why should I attack someone who has done well on YouTube because they've had it a little bit easier? The reason why I wanted to do this video is, you know, if you are one of those people who you feel like you sit there and you get a bit of green-eyed and you get a bit of envy of people doing well, you need to work on yourself. You really do. Because you need to stop blaming other people for where you want to be in life and why you're not getting there. And I know how harsh that sounds, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, but I mean in the means as in, if you've worked really hard to get where you want to be and you're not exactly where you want to be, like me, I wanted to be a homeowner at this age. I've just accepted reality and gone, okay, I'm not there, but I'll get there one day. Like, why is everyone constantly bringing people down because they did not get to where they want to be? And it's so horrible to talk about it and be so vocal, but we all have to respect people. I just want everyone to stop being so mean. It's so easy for me to say that. But I just want everyone to just take responsibility for yourself. You know what's really funny about when we talk about success? One film that I find really admirable is The Pursuit of Happiness. And it's the Will Smith film. And anyone who's watched it knows that it's about a couple that invest all their savings into these like medical gadgets. And then it ended up being a bit of a fluke where it was like a gadget that not all medical industries needed. So then when they tried to sell them, they had a hard time trying to do it. Then his wife leaves him. And then he's in New York and he sees this guy with a nice car and he goes to him like, how did you get this? Like, how have you, you know, what do you do as a living? And he goes, I'm a banker. And then he saw an opportunity of signing himself on this like scholarship, apprenticeship thing, not a scholarship, like apprenticeship thing where it was a 0 salary. And for a certain amount of time, he had to go in there. And there were so many other people all fighting for this one position. Now, I feel like if that was someone in today's society, people will all attack him and go, oh my God, why are you taking a zero dollar salary when there's one position available? Be a real father and just go get a job and go earn money to keep a roof over your son's head, because they ended up being homeless. That's what people would do now. We've come to a society now where people want to attack people for certain decisions they have to make to get to where they want to be. Where is it going to stop? Where are people going to stop attacking people? It's just, honestly, I hope this video makes sense, because I feel like I've gone all over the place. But the main thing is, I just want to stop people from attacking Molly and attacking successful people for being successful. I hope this video isn't as complicated as it sounds, or as it felt like it has to me, like ranting. But I just want people to stop being so negative on other people's success and just work hard, have a goal in life, and if you get there, amazing. Everyone's happiness is different, and I'm 32 now and I'm a captain on the River Thames, and I've got to a position which is the highest of my role, not in my whole company, because obviously we've got management and whatnot, but I mean in like my skill set. Who's to say this time in 10 years I'm not going to be doing something else? I just feel like we should all be very thankful of what we've got and stop attacking people for what we haven't got. Work hard, take advantage of all opportunities that come your way, and just say thank you for what we do have. We're not all going to get what we want, trust me, I know that, but just have fun along the way and just look back on it and go, you know what, I tried and I didn't get there. And it's horrible, but it's just reality. Thank you so much for watching my video, guys. I really appreciate you taking the time out and listening to me babble on, and I hope it made sense. I really do. I'm so drained now because I've been talking for so long, and I hope I edit this really well and I don't confuse you guys. But thank you so much for watching, and if there's anything I would just want to pull out there before this video finishes is be the best person you can be for you, and don't think about anyone else. Don't do people over. Focus on you. If your happiness is sweeping a road, you know, or, you know, cleaning windows, or being a manager at McDonald's, or, you know, being a manager anywhere, if that's your happiness, you have that happiness. And don't let anyone tell you you don't deserve it, because we all deserve what we want. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good day.